Hey everyone, I am Diana, and this is my battle buddy Jess. Welcome back to episode 19 of
Unfiltered and Unarmored.
We're Just Two Veteran Women Trying to Figure Out Life After the Military. Healing, growing, and learning that life is so much easier when you have a good woman standing by your side.
Hell yeah. Because sisterhood isn't about having hundreds of friends. It's about finding the few who truly have your back.
Definitely it is, girl. And today's episode was inspired by one of our amazing listeners, Nikki. Thank you so much for sending us this topic. We loved it and we're so excited to dive into it.
Definitely. This conversation really hit home for both of us because every woman has probably experienced friendships that lifted her up and friendships that definitely broke her heart.
Oh, yeah. Some friendships feel like family, some teach us hard lessons, some remind us of what real support actually looks like.
Yes. And especially as veterans, we know what it's like to crave connection after spending so much of our lives just trying to survive.
Yes, sometimes the people we hold the closest are connected to us because we went through the same pain. Other times, we find women who encourage us to heal, grow, and become the best version of ourselves. Those friends are definitely different.
Yes. They're the ones that celebrate your wins, sit beside you during your losses, tell you the truth with love, and never make you feel like you have to compete for a place at the table.
Ain't that the truth, girl? Now, that is what you call real sisterhood. Not perfection, not matching outfits, not perfectly cured social media posts, just women choosing to show up for one another.
Definitely. Today, we're talking about healthy friendships, trauma bonds versus genuine connection, how to recognize the difference, how to trust again, and why finding your people can completely change your life.
So, whether you've been hurt by a friendship, whether you're still searching for your people, or you already found that incredible circle of women who cheer you on, this episode is definitely for you. So here we go, Jess. I'm going to start off with a question because I really want to know, why do you think women have such a hard time trusting other women sometimes?
It's definitely past betrayals. It's almost cyclical. You've talked about seasons before where I really thought someone was a root, where I've connected with someone and I thought they were going to be that forever friend, but really they were a partially dead branch with a whole bunch of thorns that I never saw.
Oh, yeah. I totally feel that. And by the way, I want to let the audience know that Jess and I met and we had a wonderful time. The connection is very real and she's an amazing person.
Oh, thanks. And I'm like a foot taller.
Oh, yeah. We discussed this. I'm only 5 foot and I'm damn happy about it. But I think the connection is genuine. And I think sometimes it's hard to trust other women. And like, even with us, I know it's hard to trust me because you really don't know me as much. And we're getting to know each other just like the audiences are getting to know us.
Mm.
But like I said, you learn something about me is that I'm a hardcore female, let's go, biggest cheerleader for everybody
You
until I
are.
start seeing the signs.
Hmm. I think you are a little more intuitive. Like you see them and you act more quickly than I do. I'm like, I'll just give them another chance because they know my secrets. I think you're realistic.
I am a bitch. I may not come across one, but I know I can be one. And that's where I think like a lot of us women become this way because a lot of friendships have hurt me in the past. And then not only friendships, but like other women are like just so catty. And I don't like
Yeah.
that stuff. Like if you're genuine, be 100% for a female, not be there for just the short time or
Yeah.
what benefits you can get out of them. It really sucks for women not to support other women. So
Hmm.
I will always say, I may not like you, but just the fact that you're a woman, I'm going to support you because I think we women need that space to be supported and that sisterhood.
Yeah. I agree.
So, Jess, do you think past hurt affects how we show up in our friendships?
Definitely. I'm a little bit more protective. Over the years, I have been much more jaded, especially post military. In uniform, you can tell who the women are that are only connecting with you for a reason, like how it meets their agenda. And I like to steer clear of those, like, no thanks. Sometimes it's okay to carry some baggage or some armor because it protects you.
Oh, yeah. I think as we get older, we're a little more cautious about what we say and what we do.
Yeah.
And that's what this is perfect episode because we're going to talk about the difference between trauma bonding with somebody and what's actual true friendships. I think the older we get, the more we realize that friendships can be so complicated, especially for women. Some friendships feel incredibly deep, like you know each other forever. You've cried together, you've been through the fucking hard times together, and you helped each other to survive in some really tough times or seasons. Because it's true,
Hmm.
sometimes we help each other to do that. But sometimes when you step back and look at it, you actually realize that the friendship was built around the struggles that each one of you had. So that's not necessarily something that you grow with, because maybe your trauma is completely different. And when you're in the trauma, one person tends to heal faster than the other one. So
Yeah.
that's when you realize the only thing that kept you bonded was the actual trauma you guys were going through. And sometimes I feel like for us women, that is really hard to admit that we just are with someone because we really don't know them, but we just feel like we're connected on that certain trauma. Like, for example, veterans connect with each other maybe through PTSD or maybe through sexual trauma, or maybe some of us, like me, IVF. It doesn't mean that we live the same lives, but we bonded because something connected us.
Mhm.
So sometimes I feel like during those difficult chapters in our life, we don't always mean what they say, and we're not meant to be there forever. So we're trauma bonding. So I'm going to talk about IVF. I connect with other women because it was hard for me to try to have a child. So when
Mhm.
we talk about that, it's like, girl, I feel you. I know what you went through. We definitely bond in this, but we have two different types of lifestyle.
Mhm.
Whether you had a child, the other one didn't have a child, life moves on and you outgrow that person.
Mhm.
Because you technically didn't know them, you just was going through the trauma with them.
Yeah.
So, Jess, let's talk about when you hear trauma bound versus true friendship, what actually comes to mind?
When I retired, I was going through the trauma recovery program, and they warned us about trauma bonding. It was very like flippantly said, do not trauma bond, and also do not bring up your specific traumas, because one, it's either going to bring you super close or it's going to repel you like the opposite sides of magnets, and it's going to be internally explosive. So in my mind, that's what trauma bonding is. Your friendship is based around whatever trauma you went through, but you're not truly moving past it.
Oh, no, you're absolutely correct. I think a lot of us get stuck in that area where we really don't know. And nobody teaches us what's the difference between being a good friend and trauma bonding. We just assume that, friendships are important and we want to be there for everybody. So that's when you need to recognize, yeah, you went through this situation, you could connect with somebody, you want them to go bad. But some people just like feeling sorry for themselves. And in that connection, you kind of feel like, okay, you went through this. I know how it feels. I really don't want to talk about it. But then either you're triggering the other person, or at the same time, you're over it because I just don't want to hear about it because we're not getting any better. We need to move forward instead of going back. As women, because we're very maternal in that sense that we want to make everybody feel okay,
Hmm.
we think that being in that trauma with somebody else and trying to help them out is going to be the right thing for us to do and to build a friendship from there. But
Hmm.
I think that's where we kind of fuck up. Because, Marika, let me tell you, once shit goes down, that shit goes down fast.
Hmm.
So I get it. We all have different traumas. And honestly, I always say this to people, since we're born, we all have trauma.
Hmm.
Coming out of a woman's vagina, or if you came out of a C section, as a child, you already experienced trauma. We all experience trauma somehow. When we learn to walk, when we learn to talk, when we learn to tie our shoes, everything's a little trauma.
Mhm,
We, as women and as adults, we really don't see that as much because we already know how to do it.
mhm,
But if you really think about it, the first time your stomach hurt and you couldn't talk, how were you able to express that? That's traumatic. We all have some type of trauma, no matter what it is.
mhm,
So if we're just going to bond off that trauma, then we should all bond since birth, in my opinion.
mhm. You're right.
Now, have you ever outgrown a friendship and feel guilty about it?
Yes, a lot of them.
I think
Yeah.
all of us have that friendship, and it doesn't have to be a fucking stranger. It could be a
Mhm.
coworker that was a friend. It could even be a brother or sister. Our first friends are our siblings,
Yeah.
but something happens, and it's not necessarily the trauma of the things that happen. I believe it's more like you change as a person.
Mhm,
I could give you like a scenario. I have a 12-year age difference between my first sister, and then it's almost 30-year-old gap between my other sister.
yeah.
So it's gonna be different kind of like friendships between us two. But at the same time, they're gonna see me, oh, you're the older sister. But I had to change. I can't be the same Diana I was when I was a teenager. I'm Diana through all the stages of my life. So sometimes I feel like when you outgrown those friendships, it's because you've grown as a person or something changed in your life. Like, oh shit, I got married, or oh my God, I have a kid, or I'm going to
Mhm,
college, or I'm joining the military. There's so many things that could change in your friendships.
mhm.
We used to have like this cool connection and we used to go party together or just as kids.
Yeah.
And then you just outgrow it because you're not the same person you are. I mean, I think as a woman, I would think if I were to be the same person I was when I was 18 or 19, I would be in trouble.
Yeah. A lot of my friendships that I outgrew was because of whatever big life event happened. You ticked off a couple, going in the military, having a child. My first marriage, my whole world revolved around my first husband and my son. But that's different because my son needed me, but my spouse didn't. And that's kind of what happened with all, except for Paul. But it was like, do you really like her, or doesn't she do this? I allowed their little dramatic bomblets to persuade my perception of my friendships, which is bad, but at the same time, they were supposed to be my forever.
Yeah, I think what you said is a very important thing because even if you get married or if when you go through a breakup in a
Mhm,
relationship, 'cause you could be dating somebody for 6, 7 years,
mhm,
you have friends in common.
mhm. Yes. That sucked too.
It's like friendships go through a divorce as well when you go through all that. And I think they feel guilty about it too. I was married before 2.5, and I was very young. By the time I got married my second time, which like I always said, I'm not proud of it, but in the military, you just learn. If you haven't had 2, 3 marriages, you haven't really enjoyed life. This is the way I see it, you know? But like with my husband Viking, we have mutual relationships, but we've acquired them together,
Mhm,
and it's cool. But if things wouldn't work out, then I don't think our friends should be like, oh, we got to take sides. I'm like, no, I think we're pretty mature enough to know that if you're
mhm.
cool with him and you're cool with me, it's not going to change the fact that we're just separating. Which I'm letting you know right now, audience, I'm stuck with this man for the rest of my life.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Same.
And I'm sure Jess already could approve that
Yeah. Yeah.
because she met him.
She's stuck as fuck, and Paul is also stuck as fuck with me.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm not going anywhere, and I know definitely he's not going anywhere, which is a beautiful thing. But I think with just what we were discussing, this is why trust is so hard among women because you create a beautiful friendship with someone. We women are catty as hell sometimes.
Mhm.
Some of us are very jealous of each other. I don't understand why. Because honestly, the only person I have ever been jealous of is the woman I look in the mirror. It's funny that I said that because I am jealous of what I used to have when I was younger, how I used to
Mm,
maybe look, how I used to be more athletic. I think I mourn that person. I should have done
yeah.
things differently. But besides that, I don't think anyone should feel that way. sometimes we meet people during the hardest seasons of our lives. And those friendships can be the best friendships that you ever have because you always want to have that one person by your side that's going to pump you up and get you out of that hole that you're in. And sometimes you cry with this person, you complain together, you support each other, you go through so much shit. They know your little secrets. But sometimes we have to be careful with what we share with people because I am the kind of person that I hate when people throw that shit back at my face.
Yup.
And sometimes you go through shit with somebody, like real shit together. Like I could tell you a story I went through when one of my best friends, I'm not gonna say her name, but we were both in the military. And no, it wasn't Karen. I known this girl forever and she used to like Viking's roommate. And for her, I low crawl through a second flight of stairs to get her with Viking's roommate. You know, it's such a long time ago. But this is the kind of shit that you share with that person, you know?
Mhm.
You go through so much, you share so much with that person. And sometimes you wonder, are you really good friends with that person? Were they there just for a season? Was I a good friend to them? Or were we just trying to survive the same storm because we were both in the military? And I think
Yeah.
that's the hard part that you have to figure out. Yeah, me and her are still friends. I remember, like on the 4th of July, crying with her for no reason. And we were crying and sharing this deep ass moment. And if you ask me why we were crying, I have no idea. I think we were both probably missing home. It was the 4th of July. But it's just those
Mhm.
deep moments that you remember that you share with them. And then there's a new chapter in your life. We live in different states. She's gone through her shit. I've gone through my stuff. And maybe the story just completely changes into the friendship. But when we get back together, we're like nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
So today, since we're talking about differences of friendships, Jess, I want to ask you in the audience, when you think about a healthy friendship, what is the one thing that really stands out to you? While you think, I'll let you know what I think. I think you could never have a perfect friendship because none of us are perfect.
Mhm.
But I think a friendship is someone that you could call, throw everything out there and say, like, hey, bitch, I feel brrrr for an hour. And that person just listens to you. And that person could say the same thing to you. And then after the conversation, you never bring the shit up again.
Mhm.
You just let that shit in the past. You said how you felt and you carry on.
Mhm.
That for me is a good friendship because I don't expect everybody to be there. Like, if I'm having a surgery, I don't expect you to fucking come to my house and help take care of me. That's really not your responsibility.
Mhm.
However, I do expect for you to at least check up on me and send me a text message to say, hey, are you good?
You alive?
Yeah. Like, seriously, are we good? And I think that's where the different connections of friendships are because people expect a lot from a friendship. But sometimes the seasons change. Like people have families, they have to go to work, they have other responsibilities. And you best
Mhm.
believe being an adult fucking sucks.
Amen.
For me, a friendship is someone that's just going to be there, regardless of what the situation is. You don't have to be personally there, but in a hard moment, at least a phone call.
Yeah. I like that a lot. You do a whole lot of what I expect a real friendship should look like. There's no like scorekeeping, like you did this, so I have to do this. There's no manipulation. I think that has happened in a lot of my friendships where I can be myself and not have to worry about what my friend is thinking of me. I don't have to worry if I can completely let down my guard and be able to talk to you on my worst day, even if it is my worst day, and say, listen, I'm having a fucked up day. Can I just shit it all out my mouth? You know what I mean? Like what
Yeah.
you said before. So, yeah, I agree with everything that you said.
Ooh, girl, I like that. People are going to think I'm paying you to say you agree with me. I know what you're saying. And I totally agree with that. I don't think I come into a friendship thinking like, hey, you can do this or benefit this off of you and stuff like that, because then it's not really a friendship. It's more of a convenience.
Yeah.
And if I want to be friends with you, I'm very old school when it comes to sense. So like when I give you my word, or like I have said before, I don't break promises. Even though I
Mhm.
found out that sometimes keeping promises suck. But I have never broken a promise. And that to me, that's like my word of telling you, like, you know what? If we're in this, we're gonna be doing this together for a long time. But don't get me
Mhm.
wrong. If you fuck it up, I would never trust you again. Once you burn that bridge with me, there's no phoenix is rising up them ashes. Actually, two people that have come from those ashes, and one of them being my husband. And I think part of it, like I told him, is because I love him so much.
Mhm.
But I've learned that I would never allow anybody to hurt me.
Yeah.
I will be petty though.
That's okay. That's totally
Yeah,
okay.
but I'm not perfect. But I'm not perfect. So, have you ever had a friendship change after one of you started to grow or heal?
Yes. I don't think that that person liked that I had set boundaries. Sometimes, depending on the relationship that you have with the individual, it can hurt really fucking bad if you're moving forward in your life and you're like, you know what? I just don't want to go out getting drunk with you all the time. I really like my sleep now, you know?
Oh, yeah. Actually, I'm going to share something more personal. A couple of years ago, especially when we couldn't have a kid, I went through a very hard time, like really dark. And
Mhm.
all of a sudden, I think I became more spiritual.
Mhm.
Instead of like looking at all the bad things that happened to me or, what was going on, I felt that I needed to find something better for me. So I became more positive.
Mhm.
So I kind of rewired the way that I see myself, not saying that I still don't suffer, but I kind
Yeah.
of rewired myself to waking up and being grateful to be alive, to be able to
Mhm.
breathe, to have my mobility. Even though it's
Mhm.
not 100%, I take
Mhm.
40%. Finding the beautiful thing of something as small as breathing, I figured out that it really did bother a lot of my friendships because I became more positive. So when I became more positive and I'm just like, oh, don't stress that out. I'm not saying I don't get mad, but I try not to. I just laugh about it or crack a joke about it or whatever. And that's when I think I realized that it bothered a lot of my friends that you're so damn positive. My in laws hate that about me. But the whole thing is like, I learned real quick that misery likes company.
Mhm.
And I don't want to be a miserable person. If you stay negative the whole time, everything's going to go wrong. If you have a more
Mhm.
positive reaction, your energy is going to be more positive and you're going to become more positive. And that reinforcement is going to fucking show positivity. Everything's not going to go precisely right, but you're going to see a different outlook through in life.
Mhm.
So I think a lot of women can relate to that because sometimes you grow and your relationships change. Sometimes relationships can change for better, but sometimes it could be for the worse because, like I said, misery likes company. And some of our friendships want us to go fucking down the drain with them,
Yeah.
then applaud for you. Not everybody's a good friend. I don't think friendships come with a rule book of how to be there for one another.
No.
But there are certain red flags. When we're younger, we find simple things are funny. We go to the playground as kids, we go ice skating as teenagers, we go to school together.
Mhm.
But then we hit adulthood. And girl, let's be honest, shit gets a little bit more complicated because by the time we get older, most of us have been hurt. And not just one time, but so many times we've been burned by bad friends,
Mhm.
by maybe friends that have stole our man,
Oh, yes.
betrayed our trust. We've been disappointed. And the worst part is we have long friendships that actually ended because some of us have friendships since we're in kindergarten, all the way
Mhm.
to high school. Shit hits the fan. People talk shit about us. We trusted them with something very secret and they just go fucking tell the whole world. And then we just start carrying those experiences into new friendships. Little by little, you just start building bricks on your wall, bricks and bricks and bricks. So when you start building that shit with fucking friendships, you no longer understand if the person that is your friend is actually a good friend or not because you never giving them the chance to be a good friend. Because of all your experience, you already have that wall built.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we all fucked up because instead of giving that person the benefit of a doubt, we're already coming into with a wall built, saying maybe you're not gonna be a good friend. Maybe you're gonna
Mhm.
use me. Maybe you're gonna fucking try to holler at my man. You know? You really
Yeah.
don't know. And that's where I feel like we as women fuck up because we bring the baggage into new friendships.
Mhm.
Not all close friends are healthy relationships. You have friendships that are like really close as you were kids, but at some point they just fall apart. And that's fine. But when you start talking crap about each other, complaining to your other friends about this one person instead of just letting them know what's going
Yeah,
on, I think that's when friendships really fall apart. What do you think, Jess?
100%. I'm not trying to be mean, but I really hope that people aren't as dense as the person who's talking behind their back thinks they are. You know what I mean? There's been many times where people have talked shit behind my back in quotes right in front of me within earshot. And I'm like, okay, thank you for clarifying because that was really easy for me to cut that relationship. You can tell by posture and engagement within conversations, but catty is very easy to pick up. Sometimes I just wonder how people can think that I am so stupid not to notice what is right in front of me. You know what I mean? Bless your heart.
One thing about me is like I'm very observant when I talk to people,
Mhm,
and I can pick up on people's ticks and when they're lying to me. And I think
mhm,
that's what I think you do too. At the
mhm.
point where you're like, are you really me and my friend, or do you need something from me?
Yep.
And I think that's where, at least with me, my friendships don't last because I pick up on that really fast.
Yeah.
And I've said it before, I'm the kind of friend that I will fucking bug the shit out of you until you tell me you're good. If any of my friends think the opposite about me, please let me know. Because I'm the one always reaching out, like, you good? Is everything fine? Is something going on? Hey, I had a dream about you. Is you good?
Mhm,
And sometimes I even say that just so I could hear like the smoke signal.
mhm.
But I think that's what really hurts. At least for me, it hurts because
It's not reciprocated.
I feel like honestly, my friendship don't last because I am too intense in the friendship and I'm willing to help anybody. But then they're not willing to do the same for me. Not that I'm expecting it. Because honestly, when I give somebody my friendship, I don't expect anything in return.
Mhm.
One of my friends tells me it's crazy to say that my husband's my best friend. He's the one person I can count on all the time.
Yep.
So because he does all this for me and I do the same thing for him, I don't mourn that friendship as much. Until I see a damn movie and these badass girls all hanging out, going on girls trip, and I'm just like, damn, why can't I have that?
Yeah, I know.
And like, do they really truly exist? One of my friends is getting married in November, but I can't go
Mhm.
to her wedding because my cousin's getting married the following weekend. She's posting her bridal shower. She's in Greece. I'm so happy for her that she has all these friendships with women.
That's awesome.
And I think that's the part I mourn, and that we women should have more friendships like that. So just think about the closest friendship. What makes you feel safe with somebody?
Before now, I would have said telling someone my trauma, something that actually happened. There are very few people that know all the things that I've gone through. I could probably count them on one of my hands. I think being able to cry in front of someone without being ridiculed, like crying because something truly broke me, being able to snot all over myself. I hate snotting on myself, but that shit happens. But being able to cry and knowing it's okay, that I'm in a safe enough space with that other person, like, it is hard for me just to let down my guard enough just to share my very intimate feelings and not feeling afraid that they will be immediately shot back at me.
I fucking love that because it's true. First of all, I don't know any woman that cries beautiful.
Just in the movies.
Yes, I was about to say that. I said because I know I cried terrible. When I'm pissed off, I have a cry. When I'm
Mhm.
like the end of the world, even though it's not, and for me it is something that's breaking a nail, like
Mm-mm. Right? Ah,
that shit hurts. I don't care what anybody says.
yes.
Or when you get a doctor's call and they just fucking fuck your world up.
Right? Fuck that hoe.
And then your whole life just becomes like this whole thing. At least I know you always want to have that one person that could tell you, like you said. like, fuck that bitch, you're good. Because
Mhm.
sometimes it's not easy to tell people what we're going through. Because I feel like
Mhm.
we're so judgmental on our own self. At least I know I do. Like, bitch, you ain't gonna hurt my feelings because I already hurt them this morning. But we judge ourselves harder than anybody else can judge us. And I think that's when our negativity makes us think that people are not going to be able to help in a
Yeah.
situation that we're in. So that's when sometimes you just need a hug. Like, I'm a hugger, but I
Mhm.
don't like being touched.
Yeah, I get that. I'm the same way. Like, if I initiate a hug, you should feel good that I wanted to hug you because I give damn good hugs, but I don't give them away freely. This sounds terrible. At a funeral, there is no fucking way I'm going to be hugging people. Just because that's etiquette doesn't mean that I'm going to hug you. But if I do hug you, it is meaningful. It isn't
Like, you have to.
exactly.
And with what you said, I'm going to add for me is the constant being there for you. That is huge for me as a friendship.
Hmm.
Not when fucking life is falling apart that you're going to be there or when shit is good. Want you to be there during good times, during happy times, where like I'm fucking crying. That we could have a fucking potluck and fucking chill, shit like that.
Hmm.
Not when there's fucking so many fucking problems and they just fucking need you there for them to kind of help you solve them. I don't want those kind of friendships.
No.
So, have you ever had a friendship where all you talked about was problems? Every call, every text message, every fucking conversation is just stress and drama.
Yeah. And I had to be the listener. It's not that I don't want to. It's just that when there's always something going on that's wrong or dramatic or whatever, that's draining as fuck. I can't have that negativity on me because that's just what it does. It like fucking sprays you with drama and shit. I don't want that. And I try not
Uh,
to do that to other people.
we all have those. That one person that fucking always complains about their life, but if you really break it down to them, it's like your life is not that bad.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a friendship where things changed once one person started to heal? They're always complaining about everything. And then all of a sudden they're healing, like you're not at that level anymore. So they leave you behind.
Yeah, I went through a program that was for deep healing and shit. I really don't know that everyone there was in the same place and or need for healing that I was. Almost all of us were. But it seemed like one person snapped back far too quickly. It just seemed very odd to me. But we sure did like to revisit some of the pain points of me. That person didn't dump me. I ended up kind of extricating myself from that relationship.
Those kind of friendships is like use them. And I think that's part of the trauma that you meet somebody in this trauma basis and they don't want to fix their trauma. They just want to be able to get ahead of other people.
Hmm.
Some people are like orange juice. They like to squeeze and squeeze and
Oh, yeah.
squeeze and squeeze everything until you can't give them anymore. And then the day that
Yeah.
you say, hey, I'm done with you, then is a fucking problem.
Yep.
But then you meet someone like as real as me. And then I put my 2 cents in the whole situation and they think the new person is like the bitch because they don't follow through or manipulate me. I don't let people manipulate me. They think they
Hmm.
do. Like I don't let them. I thank honestly Viking for that because when I met him, I was young. I met Viking when I was 2021. I was in the military. My parents gave me everything and I didn't even know how to pay electricity bill. And then with him, I built a friendship where I realized that even though sometimes I thought he was being mean, he was just keeping it real with me.
Hmm.
And I respected that. It wasn't somebody that was always trying to like, oh my God, it's okay, sugarcoating shit for me. I learned to be that way, that I'm not going to sugarcoat shit for anybody.
Hmm.
I love those friendships that don't
Hmm.
sugarcoat shit for you because those
Yeah.
friendships are the ones that are fucking real to me. Not the ones that gonna tell me, oh my God, everything's gonna be fine. No, bitch. Tell me it's gonna fucking hurt. You're gonna go through fucking hell and back. Shit's gonna get rough real fast. And little by little, shit's gonna get better. So fucking suck it up, cupcake, and you got this shit. Us as women, we don't like hearing that shit
Yeah,
because it sounds so fucking direct. But in reality, it's the truth, man. Sometimes you just need to hear that shit. If somebody doesn't tell you that, then you're gonna fucking end up hurting yourself more because you feel like people are lying to you.
yeah,
It's like back to your topic about the funeral. I don't know what to tell people in a funeral. There's nothing in this fucking world that you could tell somebody when they lose somebody they love.
right.
Like when I lost my grandma, there was nothing anybody in the world could fucking tell me. I appreciate you telling me you're sorry. So that one hug, is it a pity hug or is it a sincere hug?
Mhm.
But the truth of it is that sometimes we don't know how to react. I'm just like, no. And I want to clarify this right now in this episode that I think the military takes that sensitivity away from us when people die.
Oh, yeah.
Because we see so many of our battle buddies and that have gone through so much shit, suicide and
Mm,
stuff like that. Oh, I know this is tough for people to hear, but
mhm,
you take away that sensitivity. So when you do end up in places like funerals, it's kind of like you don't have that anymore. I know it was for me for a long time until it hit home real close.
mhm.
And when I lost my pets and I had a terrible miscarriage, I think that's when it really hit me hard. Like, oh shit, this shit fucking hurts. But I didn't want anybody to tell me it was going to be okay. You did the
Right.
best you could for your pets. Like, I didn't want to hear none of that shit. I was like, I'm fucking hurting. I feel like my heart, a piece of my heart has been ripped.
Mhm,
Damn, this shit hurts.
mhm,
I don't think there's anything anybody can say that's going to make me feel better. So let me grieve as long as I have to make myself feel better. And I think that's what I tell everybody. Hey, take your time whenever you're ready. Don't let anybody push you. Whenever you're ready, I will be here. Because we all deal with shit differently.
mhm,
And I think that's what's tough for me in relationships because even shit like as little as that can make you grow in different directions.
mhm.
So, what about friendships that you always felt like there were competitions? Like everybody was always competing for relationships, who's the best parent, who has the best body, because those friendships are not great friendships either.
That was, like, high school, but also it was in the military too, and I was like, "God, I feel like I'm in high school again." A lot of it was fake, not real deep friendships. They were very surface level, and I knew that they wouldn't be there for a long time. Sometimes, PCSing is a great thing. Sometimes it sucks because you do meet those wonderful people. But other times you're like, "Fucking thank you, sweet baby bobcats. I'm getting away from these fucking bitches."
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And that's why I think you shouldn't be competing if you're in friendships. Like, who gives a fuck? We're all
Yeah.
different. My
Mhm.
competition is like what you bring into my table that I can bring to help each other out.
Yeah.
That's how it should be. Okay, I got one more question for you, Jess, and for the audience. Have you ever had a friend celebrate your wins like they were their own?
Yes, recently, Nikki, we'll go back to her. She was so proud of me for getting accepted for something, and I was like, I didn't treat it as big as I could have. And, because for years I've had to downplay my own successes. I don't know, because people got bitchy and I just, like I said, downplaying it. So to have people in my corner that are like, hell yeah, you're so fucking amazing. Like, I knew you could do that shit. Like, I love that. And I'd love to do that to other people because that is the right thing to do, not to be like, why couldn't it be me? Well, you didn't fucking apply yourself.
I'm thinking that you're talking about that amazing job you did in drone school, and that's what she was proud of you
Yes.
because I told you the same thing. I think that's fucking amazing that you did that. I can't do that shit.
Yes, you could.
I can, but it's not my thing. But I am. Like, you're fucking proud of yourself. You should be proud of it. I think even the smallest accomplishment, you should never dim that side of you. Anybody should, because
Yeah.
everything that you do, it should be amazing. Any new learning experience that you learned, if you learn how to make a bread, fucking be proud of that shit. Applaud yourself for that,
Yeah.
because I think that's something that is hard to learn. I'm gonna tell you something. Like, I did a vision board this year. It's the first time I've always wanted to do one, but it's the first time I've ever done one. A vision board is the hardest shit that you could do because God knows you don't know what the fuck is gonna happen when the year is up. But honestly, I am proud to say that we are in July and I have accomplished half of the shit that I said I would do.
Holy shit, man.
I had no idea I was doing it. And this is one doing a podcast with an amazing woman.
Get it, get it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But yeah, I can really say that sincerely. And the same thing when you tell me, "Oh, I don't know if I'm going to pass it." I'm like, bitch, yes, you are going to pass it. And you're going to do it because you know what? Like I said it before, in this household, we don't say can't. Either you could and you will, and it's going to happen.
Mhm.
And I told you, I'm very proud of you, Jess. I'm proud of everything. I'm proud of you helping me with this podcast because you created this with me. And shit, I didn't know if it was going to work.
I'm just here for the cussing.
And he's so stupid. No, but it wouldn't be possible without you, you know? And I think it's amazing. But even as something as I was in a class the other day, I think Nikki was the one that said, "Hey, you washed your hair today." And I was like, girl, it was about that time. And some other lady said, girl, it is the little things as washing your hair that makes a difference.
Mhm.
And when that lady said that shit to me, I was like, right on, bitch. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you for the positivity because you're right. And we need to applaud the little moments in our life and the moments in our friend's life. Women, ladies, please celebrate everything.
Yeah. Celebrate being able to put your socks on by yourself because I can finally
Yes.
fucking do it.
But these are the things that we don't need to be jealous about, you know? Like
Mhm.
we as women need to support each other.
Yeah.
And you know, those friends that really celebrate even the tiniest little thing, they're rare friends to have. And when you find them, please hold on to them because let me tell you, they're one in a million.
They're like 1 in a billion,
Yes.
for real.
And I'm the kind of person I'm like, shit, you got out of bed? Good for
Get
you.
it. Yeah.
Get it. You wash your butthole? Get it. And I'm not saying I know this sounds funny and then like it just took a turn, but honestly, those are the victories you should celebrate because some of you are
Yeah.
mothers, some of you are hardworking women, some of you don't
Mhm.
even have time to sit down and literally fucking take a poop in the bath.
Alone. My
Yes,
God.
without a pet, without a husband, celebrate that deuce that you were by yourself.
I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because experience.
Celebrate the 2 seconds you have to take a shower because some of us have to jump in the shower, come back out, and like start a whole
Mhm.
day, cook, clean, take care of the house, take care of the kids, take care of the dogs, take care of your husband, take care of our work. Some of you are business
Mhm.
women. You got to take care of your freaking job, you know, of other people. So, yes, bitches, celebrate yourself. And that's why I always say when you have women that support other women, instead of tearing each other down, it's fucking magical because us
Mhm.
together as a team, we can make anything happen. You
Hey.
know, we talked about the unhealthy friendships, the motherfucking red flag. And we're here in the World Cup, and I don't know if you ladies have heard, you keep giving out red cards like crazy. Red flags. We should normalize that. When somebody says something bad, you just give them a red card.
Fuck yeah. I'll carry those bitches around with
I think that's a good idea. Like, red card. Don't talk to me that way.
me.
Red card for being a bad friend. We talk about the competitive friends because unfortunately we do have those. I think competition is good when you're playing sports. The competition is
Mhm.
good when maybe you're trying to get a promotion from a man, not another woman. I'm just kidding. And the drama. Girl, we women, we're all drama. I'm a drama. I'm here dramatic as
Mhm.
hell telling you these stories. But it's okay as long as it's a healthy drama. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
the friendships that maybe weren't as healthy as we go through life, they were still there, but they always taught us something.
Yeah.
There are women that are fantastic out there that are willing to show kindness. They're kind
Mhm.
of women that remind you that you're not alone. And like this podcast is here to let you know that we're not alone, that you have not been
Mhm.
forgotten, and honestly, I think most of us can at least name one woman who has helped us through a very rough time. And she might not even realize how much she helped you. It could have been a mentor, it could have been a sister, a coworker, a battle buddy, anybody
Mhm.
that they showed up exactly when you needed them. And you see, Jess, you're ahead of the question. What woman completely changed your life?
There you go. You.
I didn't change anybody's life. I just gave you a push down the stairs. That's why she had knee surgery. I think we could learn a lot from a lot of women. I learned with you a lot of things, believe it or not. And I thank you for it because you're very positive, a little cranky sometimes,
I cuss all the time. That's my gift.
but you're positive. You show up for a lot of women, and they're there not to do a project. They're there because they like your classes.
Oh,
Because I remember you started off with a group of 3, and now there's a whole bunch.
there's a shit ton of us. I love helping women
Exactly.
just be seen because sometimes that's where they're at. They can't do anything other than just show up on the camera or show up in the chat.
No, it's just the fact of being there
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and listening to other women.
Mm-hmm.
You do that. You make that happen. And I'm not talking about the podcast, ladies. Just does a wonderful stuff outside the podcast. Yeah. So you could pick anybody else, the person that completely changed your life. And what about her made it such a difference for you? Or just the fact that she was there for you. You could pick any of those. Because I want the audience to think about that too. Like, what's the one woman in your life that changed your life?
Okay, I'm going to name 3 because I think that in different ways, all 3 of you have made my purpose in life come to fruition. So I'll go backwards. So you, like calling me a stalker and shit, and be alongside on this journey with you, like to be able to connect with more women in the way that I want to be able to empower them just as much as I know that you want to be able to help other women. Like that is to me just incredible. Like I said before, Nikki, because she's always accepted me for where I'm at. And she has also been my ride or die, my partner in crime in all the volunteering that we do. And then Rebecca, because she is the one that started the women's group. She started the women only groups and was pivotal in keeping them virtual. The organization that I volunteer for thought that it was a waste of time and money. That's why I'm like, if you get a survey, please, say what you feel. So benchmarked the women only groups. And then she advocated for the virtual women's groups. And they just became bigger and bigger and bigger. And she will literally, if need be, she will go jump on desks for us to advocate for the safe space this provides us women veterans. So that is the only way that I would have met you. I would have never met you had the organization decided to cut funding to this. But you saw something that was needed, but you also had the drive, the determination, and the passion for delivering on this. I have the passion, maybe not so much the drive and determination to jump on desks right now, but I will fight for it tooth and nail now because I'm invested in this and what we're doing.
Oh, that's amazing. And that's why we do this, because we want to create the sisterhood, Jess. And honestly, I think we women really don't have a space. I don't care if you're a veteran. I don't care if you're a veteran spouse, a mother of a veteran, an aunt, cousin. It doesn't matter. This is all for you guys because it's fucking hard.
Mhm.
I think for me, there's been a couple of women. I can't pinpoint exactly because I think I'm the one that's been the most there for everybody. But I think you're an amazing woman. And I think Nikki too. And I probably wouldn't have never even turned my camera on in those things if I wouldn't have felt comfortable. And I guess that I found out there, like with talking to you and Nikki, that I hate awkwardness silence.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So being
It's
there,
hard.
like creating a project and nobody's saying anything, I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna joke around because that's how I started joking around with the plants. And some women were into it. And then we figure out we all kill plants, which is normal. But that's what connected us as women. And that's the beauty of it because we're all different.
Mhm.
And I think
Yeah.
together we're stronger and we bring more confidence to just the whole world. Women have to be powerful. And I fucking love this. And I love that you could find like friendships and that you can meet up. And I want this podcast to be there for women and for us to have this sisterhood. And then maybe later on we could help each other for much more things, you know? That's just
Oh, yeah,
my
definitely.
my idea. How about this one,
Mhm.
Jess? Has there ever been a woman who believed in you when you didn't believe in yourself?
Yes. You remind me a lot of her only because of your name. She loves Wonder Woman, like,
Oh, okay.
loves Wonder Woman. And that was like her, I guess, persona. Like, that was her mask. She was a nerd like me in the Air Force
Yeah.
and loved her because she was my kind of nerd. She's also the person that saved my life. But she
Oh,
believed in me to the point where, like, when I would get talked into believing negatively about myself, she would be able to lift me up just with a fucking smile, with a, "Hey, how you doing?" She gave me that confidence, and she also gave me the confidence to give back to other people, to pay it forward to other women and men that had no confidence. Because, to be honest, I would always gravitate towards the underdogs.
I get you. I think for me, definitely my mom's always believed in me. So I give her
Aw.
props for that. She's always so sweet. She always believes in me. Maybe not when I was playing soccer, but she was always there at my soccer matches and everything, my cross country matches, everything through college.
Aw.
Oh gosh, she's been always there for me. Friend wise, I would say you, because obviously you just jumped in with like not even thinking about this whole idea. And maybe my 2 other friends that tell me, "Fuck it, what's the worst thing that could happen?" "You've tried it, why not?" Which is JP and Kathy. They always tell me, like, "Go for it," everything. Everybody else is kinda like, "Yeah, that's cool," but they really don't listen to you. I think my stronger believer is definitely not a woman.
Hiking?
Yeah, he's never says no to me. He's like, "Go for it. You got this. You can do it." To the point where sometimes when I don't believe in myself, it's something as simple as a sticky note that says, "You got this," just makes my whole fucking life tumble around.
Oh, that's
So
so
he
sweet.
is like, yeah, he's always been like by my side. He's always like, "What's the worst thing that can happen?" I'm like, "Well, this," and he's like, "It's so what? You still have me. You got yourself. You be proud of who you are." So
Mhm,
I can say that he is definitely my main cheerleader. And maybe
mhm,
with him, I learned to be a better cheerleader for other people. Now let's talk about how we could build trust. After you've been hurt, you have like trust issues because you don't really know when they're there for you as a friend or not. People sometimes lie to you, they betrayed you, like we discussed before. And at this point, I think as women, we feel very disappointed of the women that we encounter.
mhm,
So it's really hard to like start expecting for somebody to be on your team as a woman. And I
mhm.
think that's why sometimes you see more women have more male friends
Yeah,
than actual women. And I think part of it is because we had carried those wounds with us
mhm.
that really, really fucks us up.
Yeah, and we can be completely honest and truthful and, like, rip the Band-Aid off and be like, "Listen, motherfucker, you're acting like a fucking asshole. Either fix that shit or we're not gonna be homies anymore." And that is something that you can say to a man. You can't say that to most women because they're gonna be like,
Yeah.
crying like, "Sorry."
And I was going to ask you that because I think it is harder to trust people after you've been hurt. And I think that's
Yeah,
what we women do because we can't talk to each other honestly and we have to sugarcoat shit for each other. And when we
yeah,
do that shit, we only end up hurting each other because we end up lying to each other.
yeah,
And then once you lie to somebody, that trust is definitely fucking gets broken. Even if it's a little white lie.
yeah.
And it's hard not to assume that everybody's going through the same thing that you're going through. So if we keep assuming and we don't speak on it, you're never going to give a good person that chance to be there for you. Because if you're feeling a certain way and you don't tell somebody, how are they supposed to know?
They won't.
So how do you know as you got older that you could actually trust somebody just?
I've told you before, I'm a private person. When I was in the Air Force, I had something on my record that said I was estranged from my father, and I did not want him to know where I lived, worked, nothing. So if I told someone anything, especially about my father, that we were estranged, if they gave me like, "Ugh, why would you do that?" without me having to tell them my truth,
Yeah.
bye. That will not be a safe friendship if you automatically jump to,
Conclusions?
yeah. But if there was competition or someone took my words as like fodder to throw back at me, when I would never get really deep with anyone, then I knew, if I can't trust you with this little bit of information, then the friendship will never be a safe one for me.
I can totally agree with you. I really can't say I had a lot of friends. A lot of people knew me, but they really didn't know me,
Yeah.
you know?
Hmm.
So they only know what I tell them. And
Hmm.
my thing is, when I was in the military, I told everybody I had a certain tattoo in a certain place that never existed. Everybody that mentioned that tattoo, that they seen it, I automatically wrote them off.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not true at all. And even when I met my husband now, I told him about it. And he was like, "Why would you have one of those things?" And I was like, "All right, cool." Never talked about it again. Until one time we went to the pool, and he was like, "I thought you said you had a tattoo." I'm like, "Oh, I don't have one." So he's like, "So you lied to everybody about it?" And I was like, "No, that's just like kind of my way of knowing who I can and who I cannot trust."
Hmm.
But I always been like that since I was a kid. I have this one cousin, and I must have been about 8 or 9 years old. And one of the questions is like, "Are you a virgin?" I was like, "Shit, I don't know what the fuck that is." So my cousin comes to me and tells me, "Hey, you got to fill this out." And I'm like, "Okay, my name is Diana. My favorite color is blue, blah, blah, blah." But when it got to that question, I looked at my older cousin and I said, "What the fuck this means?" And my cousin's like 4 years older than me. And she looked at me with a straight face and she was like, "That's a question you should ask your mom." As soon as she said that, I was like, This must be bad if she wants me to ask my mom." But I applaud her for not telling me. Why the hell my cousin goes back to her house and her mom is calling my mom and my grandma at the time? My cousin told her that I told her what it was.
What the
And
f-
and they keep asking me like, "What the fuck is a virgin?" I'm like, "I don't fucking know. Virgin Mary?" Remember, for me, my cousins and my siblings were my first friends. And
Hmm.
I think that's when the bond
Yeah.
was completely broken as friendship. Because if I cannot trust you and you're my cousin, why would I trust any other
Mhm.
woman in my life?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
when my beginning of my trust issues started because now I'm getting my ass whooped. And then she would just come up with the craziest lies ever. Like when we were older, she fucking told my mom she got a scholarship to go to the army.
I'm sorry. I tried so hard not to laugh.
Oh no, it was hilarious. Cause I'm looking at my mom like, "So I got one too?" So yeah, because if you can't trust your own cousins that are supposed to be family, why would you be able to trust
Hmm.
anybody else? That's the way I saw it. As I got older, I got smarter, and then I think I started like looking into what other people say and what they do and how they act and the way they talk with their hands. And I learned to kind of, I don't know, in my mind to decode how friendships are supposed to be. What I don't want in a friendship, I try to do the opposite to somebody else. If you need me
Hmm.
there, I'm gonna be there for you, and I'm gonna be that annoying friend. Like, "Hey, you good?" I give you the benefit of the doubt. So I don't know if you ladies feel the same way. Like, as I got older, I feel like if I could talk to you about 3 to 5 minutes and we have good conversation, you're my kind of people. But if I can't stand you
Hmm.
within 10 seconds, then I'll just like, okay, cool. When we build trust, is in building trust in one conversation at a time.
Yeah.
We're building that consistencia
Hmm.
that we're there all the time, that we're building to a friendship where we're going to show up for each other at any time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, there's no fucking words that they could say, like, "I'm going to be there for you. I trust you. We're good." What is one thing that makes you trust people, Jess? Because I think between you and I, you trust people a lot faster than I do.
I know. I do. If I meet someone in person, it is how they react to me. I watch their eyes. I may not maintain eye contact the whole time because that's just not my thing. Because I feel like if I lock eyes with someone, they're going to be able to see the real me and they're going to be like, oh shit, this girl has some fucking demons in her. Like, there is some broken ass shit deep down there. If I am able to walk into a room with my service dog and someone comes up to me and genuinely says, "Hey, I'm Diana. Nice to meet you." Or, "Is this your first time here?" Or, something like that. If they're genuine and not looking at me kind of sideways
Yeah,
or something like that, that is a good first step for me.
there's no wrong or right answer. Because I think we focus sometimes in finding good friends that we forget to ask
Mhm.
ourselves, am I the kind of friend that I want to have?
Right.
Am I showing up? Am I the friend that is listening? Am I supporting people when they're winning? Am I being trustworthy? I know I
Yeah.
struggle with that a lot. I wonder if I'm a good friend all the time. What do you think is one quality that every good friendship needs?
Oh, like you said before, honesty. But sometimes that brutal honesty, it doesn't have to go that far, but true honesty.
I always wonder, like, people, are they being honest with you or they're just like saying something to just be nice? And honestly, if someone is listening today and you've been hurt, I want you to hear this. Start small, take your time. Let people earn the access into your life. Do not give access to just anybody because I think that's where we go wrong. Pay attention to consistency because the people that are there day and night, year by year, week by week, they're the ones that are going to be there most likely the rest of your life. Actions speak louder than words.
Mhm.
A lot of people would tell you, I got this, I'll do it, but they never do.
Mhm.
So if your actions are louder than words, then you really know that they're going to be there for you. And don't let one bad friendship convince you that everybody's the same way. Because honestly, you meet great people. Like Jess is a great woman. I would have never met her if I would have never given her a chance. And just remember, not every woman is your enemy. Not every woman is your competition. Not every friendship is meant to hurt you. Sometimes the right people show up when you least expect them. And when they do, glitter bombs go firing away. How about we hit that fun segment, Jess, that you love so much?
Thank you, baby bobcats. All right, Diana, it's time for everyone's favorite game.
Oh no. Not my favorite
Oh,
games.
yes. It's my favorite because I'm not in the hot seat. Okay. Today's game is called Are We Besties or Just Trauma Bonded?
This feels very dangerous already, Jess, because I don't know if I'm gonna have the right answer for this.
Okay, the rules are simple. I'm going to read a scenario. You tell me if it's trauma bond, real sisterhood, or a little bit of both. So you do have a little bit of leeway. Okay, are you ready?
Okay, let's do this.
Number one, you only text each other memes and emotional breakdowns.
I think there's a little bit of both because sometimes healing is sending your friend a raccoon meme at 2 a.m. where you're having a fucking crisis at the same time. I've done that so many times.
Same. That's why I keep my shit on
Silent?
silenced at night.
Yeah, I know. I am that
Yeah.
friend. Like I said, I am that friend. I've always admitted I am that friend that would send you crazy ass text messages at odd times because I can't sleep.
Okay, number two, you text, I'm fine. But both of you know that's a complete fucking lie.
That's definitely a fucking trauma bond. Because nobody says I'm fine, more dramatically than two emotionally exhausted women.
For
Yeah.
real. Number three, you disappear for 6 months, then randomly text, girl, and immediately pick up where you left off.
For me, that's real sisterhood. Because sometimes, life gets busy, bills are expensive, so people are working. Or we're just
Mhm.
tired of going through something. And sometimes friendships survive in adulthood just by fucking giving time away from each other and then coming back together. And we are back where we left off.
I agree. I love those type of relationships.
Oh, me too.
Number 4, you know each other's coffee order.
Oh, girl, that's real sisterhood. If you show up with my coffee
Mhm.
without asking, you're basically not fucking part of my family. All I know is I need a Starbucks cup for Jess. That's all I need, a glitter Starbucks cup.
If it takes me longer than 5 seconds to say my coffee order, then just give up. That's too much for me.
Oh,
Not
God.
I'm bougie, but I'm not that bougie.
Do you know what's my coffee order?
Black,
Yep.
Colombian.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so smart.
Yeah, just black, no sugar, no nothing. Maybe with a little bit of milk sometimes.
Okay. Number 5, you know all the exes, first name, last name, middle name, and exactly why they're trash.
Oof, that's trauma bonding.
Okay, number 6. I love this one because I do this. You can sit together for an hour and nobody's talking.
Oh, girl, that's real sisterhood. That's definitely an elite
Mhm.
friendship. No pressure, no awkwardness, just existing. But I do say that
Mhm.
as beautiful it is, I probably would talk.
Yeah, same, but I mean, the thought is there.
Yeah,
Number 7, you call each other to complain about the same thing every week. Nothing has changed. No solutions have been found. The problem is thriving.
that's definitely trauma bond. At some point, we're not solving anything, we're just providing weekly updates.
Number 8, you celebrate each other's wins without feeling jealous.
That's definitely real sisterhood. That's the good stuff right there. Like, you should never be jealous of anybody's wins. You should always celebrate them.
Okay. Number 9, you send each other screenshots with, can you believe this?
I still think there's a little bit of both, but it depends on what the screenshot is. Because I know I've done that shit to you a lot because some things are just like, what the fuck? Can you believe this shit just happened?
Yep. Number 10, your friend calls crying. You don't ask questions. You just say, what do we need? Bail money? Snacks? A shovel? All three?
Girl, that's definitely real sisterhood. Maybe a little trauma bonding too, but most likely sisterhood. Because if you call me, I'll be like, where we're digging.
Yes. Okay. Last one. Your friend succeeds, gets promoted, loses weight, starts healing, starts thriving, and you're genuinely happy for them.
That's real sisterhood. Because real friends don't compete. They celebrate, they support, they clap when you're winning. And honestly, that's the kind of friendships every woman deserves.
That was so sweet.
Thank you, girl. But honestly, I think that we are stronger when we women come together and support one another.
Yeah, definitely true. Okay. That game was a little too accurate.
Oh, we're just bonding, girl.
Honestly, as funny as that was, there's something really important underneath all of it.
Yeah, there always is. When you look past the memes, the group chats, the coffee runs, the late night phone calls that they don't pick up because they have you on silent, I think that's where we really are talking about that connection we have with each other.
Hmm. And how much those connections really matter, especially when life gets hard.
Oh, ain't that the truth, girl? A lot of women have been hurt, they've been disappointed,
Hmm.
and a lot of women, kept learning to keep their guard up. But sometimes you just have to put that guard down to find good friendships.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. Because when you've been betrayed, talked about, left out, or let down, trust doesn't come as easy anymore.
But here's the beautiful part: not every friendship ends in a heartbreak. Not every woman is going to hurt you. And not every relationship is another lesson you have to recover from.
Some women become part of your healing. Some women remind you of your strength. Some women see you at your best. Some women see you at your lowest and never make you feel like a burden.
And some women simply sit beside you and say, I get it.
No judgment, no competition, no pretending, just understanding. And honestly, that's the heart of the entire episode. Because real sisterhood isn't about being perfect, it's about feeling safe, feeling supported, feeling seen, and knowing you're not carrying everything by yourself.
So, before we wrap this up, let's talk about how we build trust, how we find those friendships, and how we become the kind of women who create a safe space for other women too.
If you've been hurt by friendship before, we see you. And if you're learning how to trust again, we're proud of you. Real sisterhood isn't perfect.
It's showing up, it's honesty, it's growing, and it is supporting another woman without feeling threatened by her shine.
This was episode 19 of Unfiltered and Unarmored. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and wherever you listen to the podcast: Spotify, Apple, YouTube, all of it. Like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Yes. And DM us what you want us to talk about next because we're building this with y'all. Until next time.
Bye.
Ciao, bichotas.